Welcome, Rich Hoops Pod fans. Who would have thought that it would be 3-0 in both conferences right now, the Western Conferences? I kind of understand the different Nuggets have been the best team out west all season long, and they've been taking care of business in these playoffs. But out east, I did not expect it to be 3-0 in the favor of the Miami Heat. I would say red on rip. I would apologize. I have to make a formal apology to one of the GOATs, Pat Riley, because every single year we do the NBA trade deadline stream, where I'm reacting to the trades as we get closer and closer to the deadline and whole time. I'm thinking about two different teams, the first team being in Chicago Boys. They didn't do anything into that line. I'm complaining about the boys. That's what we do around here. You know what I'm saying? And the second team was the Miami Heat because they didn't do anything either. They got Kevin Love on the bio market. But that was the deadline, and at that point, they were, like the 8 seed, the 7 seed, or whatever team. That was one shot away from being in by fines the previous season. Underachieving, and not just me, a lot of the fans that I'm aware of, like, man, what is Pat Riley doing? How many not make no trades right now? He's one of the GOATs, man. Whether it be coincidental or what, because there was room where that brother was literally sleeping at the deadline, like literally in the middle of a nap. So it might be coincidental, or it might be from the future. He might have known that he don't need to make no changes because this Heat team is going to play their best basketball. When the lights are the brightest, the fact that the Boston Celtics are in a game that's practically going to determine whether this series is going to be over quick and they show no fight. In a game 3 where they were down to, again, history says no team has ever come back from down 3. I just got a notification on my phone. That the Boston Celtics somehow are still the favorite to win the series. I don't know when you could have seen for these first 3 games to make you think that they really have a chance to win 4 in a row. But if they do, we all experience a history, I guess. I mean, either way, we're experiencing history. This would be the first 8 seeds to ever make an NBA Finals appearance. They had tied history with the 98-99 New York Knicks, one of those type of years where the Knicks were the 18 and also made it to the conference finals, where this team I can't fathom how they got this far, bro. And I don't mean that in no disrespect for Wade. This is not saying it's luck or anything like that. But like I'm watching these games and I'm seeing lineups. That's Kyler, Martin Maxter, Kevin Love, and Cody Zeller, and I'm like, ain't no way that lineup in 2023 is going to get the job done. It's getting the job done, and it's really good. They got a lot of players that were like the zombie version of themselves. Kyler was having a terrible season start coming off the bench, and now he's giving you another different thing. Kevin Love was on the Cleveland Cavaliers struggling. They bought him out completely. Then he got to Miami. He didn't know what to do anymore. Duncan Robinson got paid $90 million from his bubble run, and then was getting dumpy coast decision early in this season. And now, here we are. 3-0 in the Easter Thomas Finals, and all 3 of those dudes have been crucial in this game alone. Now, I'm not going to look at the final stats because I know in the fourth quarter when Brooklyn, when the boss itself's doing the white towel, Duncan Robinson continued to run it up, Gabe Vista continued to run it up. But in this game, Duncan, not just in this game, in this series, Duncan Robinson has been walking past his defenders. Hey, okay, who is he being defended by? Is it Sam Hauser? Is it one of the lesser-known defenders on? It was Jason Tatum. Walking past Jason Tatum, throwing lobster bomb out of bio. I'm like, bro, again, this is Robson. We talking about, he got paid as a shooter, undrafted shooter. Oh, everybody. Undrafted, but undrafted shooter. He's led through from there, at least he had been. And right now, he's played mini Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson's prime 2 years ago. He was doing a lot of jubilant handoffs and screening actions, then bam, on a bio. That was one of the reasons why he got paid so much money. He wasn't just strictly come off the screen and catch a shoe guy, but like to see him drive past Jason Tatum with ease. I'm looking at it like, I don't even really got words from the Boston Celtics at this point. Because I'll be honest with you, if you go watch the last couple episodes of our podcast, I was pretty confident the Boston Celtics will win this series. I mean, I think they were a 560 favorite when it comes to the betting odds. Though I didn't see the Boston Celtics as a team that really impressed me through the first 2 rounds. I just thought that the talent was going to overcome. The heart, I guess that's what it was. Because there's no team of boss about us playing more heart than the Miami Heat. That's been the case for the last decade or so. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. I just saw strictly based on the talent that they would be able to walk out of this series and go to the NBA Finals and try to win. Another one, and they haven't showed any fight. Any of that talent that I was praising. I'm not seeing at this team that have been held as one of the deepest themes in basketball look as thin as possible. Again, I just read you a lineup that was Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Max Struss, so I'm just giving you random players of the Miami Heat. And it seemed like those dudes are holding a hole against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And I know there's going to be a lot of finger pointing as there should because there's no way you should be down 3-0 in any series really when you've got shit. You should be asked racist. There's going to be a lot of finger pointing. I've already seen it at Missoula. I've already seen it at the GAZs. I've seen everybody, and everybody holds their own part. The G's that all in the ages these 2 dudes, they combined for 26 points, 1 for 14 from 3. 1 free throw between the 2 of them, 1. And that is crazy. I didn't get to talk about Game 2. How long was I in Philadelphia? I don't remember how long I was there. All right, people on Twitter was putting Game 2 on Graham Williams. And yes, Graham Williams talking trash to a dude that you don't want to talk trash to. But of course, the game of basketball is a lot different than just a one-on-one matchup that Jimmy Butler took personal. I can't even blame him no more because today he might have been best player of the team. He might have been the best player of the team when you got two All-NBA players. You got a former defensive player here. You got another dude that made an all-defensive team of Robert Williams. If he would have been healthy, he would have been in that conversation too. And nobody showed up to work today. I know Miami is crazy. I'm going to Miami in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'm excited for, but were you down too? The last place. You want to be doing the last thing you want to be doing is partying. And I'm not saying that they were, but I'm just saying, who was it? Was it Stephen Smith? Somebody went on national TV when the Knicks were losing their series to the Miami Heat and say y'all underestimated how tough it is to play in Miami. He wasn't talking about the fan interaction or anything like that. He mean the city and what the city provides for you. And that was legitimately on TV was just crazy. So yeah, I want to apologize to Pat Riley. I want to apologize to Miami Heat because, yeah, I kind of phoned it in as this conference fine. I'm just going to be won by the boss of Celtic. Even if you go look at our live podcast tape in Philly, we were filming our podcast in front of a bunch of the few. Shout out to you if you came out. I appreciate you. And in that I was like, hey, shout out to all for missing the playoff game. To see us live, that's dope because if you hear you love basketball. So you skipping out of that about to see us. And I say, don't worry, because the last 18 times, when a hired Cedars lost game 1, they come back at game 2, and they win the last 18 times. I said, thank y'all for coming to this. You're not even going to miss no good basketball. Because history says the boss is Seltzing to get up, and they're going to even out the series, and what happened? Jimmy brother took over, gave Venner, hit a crazy shot, and then the Jays can't score in the fourth quarter. That was history 18 in a row. It was broken. 8C being up 3.0. That's history now. I'm thinking about it with both of these CAs being up 3.0. We might as well get our flights booked. We going to Denver. We going to Miami, and it's been a little discourse on Twitter. And I can never tell what's genuine and on Twitter more. Maybe I'm getting old because I can never really talk about the ratings. Oh, the NBA's worst nightmare is to see the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals. The ratings. Why are we talking about ratings? It means you delay people, we don't get paid based on ratings. We know if the Miami Heat are the best team of basketball out east and the Denver Nuggets are the best team of basketball out west. Why do we care about the ratings of potential? Because if you're a Dollar fan, it shouldn't matter to you. I do love an underdog story. And I'll be real with you Miami fans in the first series. I picked against you, obviously. I thought the Milwaukee Bucks will win a championship. I will say that this playoff run, I've been wrong way more than I'll be right either way. The second round, be honest with you, I picked against you. I thought that the way the Knicks had handled the Cleveland Cavaliers, they was about to do this, not the same thing as far as 5 games, but I just thought that they was going to take care of some business wrong. And then I picked against you again. So the Miami Heat single-handedly have not just busted my bracket, probably busted a lot of people's brackets. Let's be honest again. I don't do this for right or wrong. I just do this for love again. There's a lot that can be said about the boss of Celsius. I think I want to say majority of that until after. Everything is over because they got some tough decisions to make between Jaylen Brown being eligible for a Supermax extension. You want to put $600 million or $500 million between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. If this is the type of forms as we get again, they do have a final appearance and a ton of confidence final appearances. But that ain't the goal. You know what I'm saying? They already sent to Joe Mazzulla, and I believe that I don't know if there's a single boss of Celtics fan out that is excited about Joe Mazzulla for the next 3 seasons. So yeah, all of those conversations will come once we cross that bridge, and maybe the craziest part about all of this, if you would have watched the first series and I would have told you that my Heat are going to be in the conference final and they're going to be a 3 on the boss of Celtics, you would have probably assumed, oh, that means Jimmy Butler must be averaging 40 points per game for the entire playoffs. It's not the case right now. Now, of course, he could take over a quarter like he did in the fourth quarter. Game 2 today, he ended with 16 points. He didn't need to be Jimmy Butler, the son of Michael Jordan. He just needed to be a great leader. He needed the top all warfare. He needed the top great Williams. He just needed to play his own game, and sometimes his own game is not him dropping 40. Again, it doesn't make a ton of sense, but here we are. This is why we watch sports in general. Yeah, we see it a lot of years where we knew the teams are going to make it to the finals, and nobody put the Miami Heat as the finals contenders. You might have had him at the end of last year, right? If at the end of last year Jimmy Butler missed shot on our war for boom, you'll be thinking you're Heat. Okay, they can be back. But if you watch those 82 games and then you watch the first playing game and then you watch the first 3.5 quarters of the second playing game, there's no way you could convince yourself to remind me about to be in the NBA final. No way the Bulls were 6 minutes away from eliminating this team and the play-in, and here. They are a game away from the finals. This is like a 30 for 30. Documentary waiting to be written and shot. I'll put it past Jimmy Butler. Maybe not 30 for 30. But I know for sure he travels with photographers, and I'm hoping some videographers because this is a legendary run right now. Another Jimmy Butler, legendary run after the bubble, and guess what? We ain't had the moment yet. We're Jimmy Butler sitting on the stands and dain't and tired because, of course, he's been given a lot of energy. But you have the game like this way, he got to play in a fourth quarter. Don't got to play. Gabe, this has put up a career high at 29 points. Caleb Martin cannot miss. I don't remember what the percentages are, but he doesn't miss from the 3 anymore, and it's gotten to the point where you're like, hey, this don't seem like a crazy hot streak. I don't know how many games in 12 games and 13 games went in for the play outside of Miami Heat. And he's still just shooting, and he's still just making shots. I don't remember if it was him and Gabe Vincent that got interviewed about how many open looks he got, and he said he felt disrespected. And I don't know which one of them it was. We're both for them as shooting crazy percentages. And that's even accounting for the fact that in the next series, they shot like 29 from 3 as a team, but every of these other series, they are lights out today. They were 54 from 3 on 35 attempts again. Some of those garbage tags, Dr. Rob is a score like 14 straight points for himself in the fourth quarter. But still, it's just showcasing how elite they've been one game away from the Miami Heat. I don't know if it's going to be a 4, 5, 6, or 7, but history says the Heat have punched their ticket to the finals. History has said the Nuggets have punched their tickets to the NBA. Finals, we'll see if history continues to repeat itself. But right now, I don't know.